way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. It was during my freshman year of high school that I first experienced the depth and truth of that marvelous quote. When I was a freshman, initially naive and oblivious to the vices of this world, something happened to me that greatly changed my carefree attitude and belief that the world was virtually a perfect place. However, a traumatic incident that I incurred that year tragically crushed my positive outlook on the world. Well, traumatic for me. For a little while, I was lost and felt as though I had no true identity. But nevertheless, and fortunately for me, a life-changing event that I attended through Key Club allowed me to find myself again. As a highly competitive swimmer, competing at a high level, doing a sport which I had completely committed and dedicated myself to since the early age of 7, I had ambitious and vigorous goals and plans for myself in the future as an athlete. Thus, I was significantly traumatically impacted when in the fall of my freshman year, I was diagnosed with a chronic muscular overuse injury in my back. To say the least, my emotions were a blurry mixture of devastation, disappointment, and anger. I was heartbroken because I realized my previous ambitions for my athletic future were shattered, and I had to take basically a 6-month leave from training. I felt complete resentment, not at anyone in particular, but at the world for the tragedy that I believed had been presented to me. I was bitter because I was excluded from numerous activities, both with my teammates and my friends, due to doctor-mandated bed rest, my repeated physical therapy appointments, or frequent trips to multiple specialists. I lost myself completely, as swimming was a critical part of my identity. When people spoke of me, someone would say, "Oh, Lindsay, the swimmer?" At the time, I felt as though I no longer had a specific, defined niche in my world. However, this all changed when I attended my first Key Club event, the LACD Sports Clinic. I am, and forever will be, tremendously grateful that fate brought me to this undoubtedly perspective-altering event. The LACD Sports Clinic is a weekly event that my wonderful home club of Livingston attends. The LACD is the Livingston Advisory Committee for Disabilities, an association in my town which specializes in allowing those who are disabled to participate in everyday activities. I had never attended a service event for Key Club before the sports clinic, where Key Club volunteers and played sports with disabled children. Initially, I attended for the same reason as many others, I'm sure. I wanted to be able to write community service on my college application in upcoming years. However, I had absolutely no idea what fate had in store for me. It was at the sports clinic where I met children who were living with disabilities and their families as well. What many people must have seen was a room filled with running, adorable, happy children, and a sweet, kind gesture in those involved through the Key Club. But what I saw was a room full of strong, resilient characters in both the children and their loving, supportive families. I was amazed at the kindness and laughter of those children. To this day, I still remember my bitter, angry attitude before that, when I was merely focusing on what I had lost through my injury and the unfairness that I believe I had encountered. That girl was shocked when she realized that these kind and cheerful people of all ages, genders, and nationalities were truly happy in living with their disabilities. Why wasn't I happy, and what was I doing wrong? I spoke to the mother of one disabled girl named Molly, who was 5 years old and was born with a disorder that placed her in a wheelchair for the entirety of her life. Molly's mother told me about their experiences and obstacles with her disability. But what touched me the most was when Molly's mom looked me in the eyes and said, "We are so lucky, and I am grateful every day that Molly was blessed with the use of her arms. Many people with her condition use the ability of using their arms, but Molly's lucky." I was in awe, with the highest level of utmost respect and admiration for this family, and surely all others in similar positions. They were so strong and courageous at handling the situation that life handed them. I was ashamed of myself for being so ungrateful and immature beforehand. My perspective on my injury had completely changed. I wasn't unlucky for experiencing an injury. People are injured every day. I was so unbelievably blessed for every single thing that I was living with before. I I have the use of all my limbs, a blessing which I overlook and take for granted every day. I was so inspired by the story that Molly's mom told me that without any effort or difficulty, my attitude towards the world completely changed from bitter to grateful, literally within one day. The progress in my character rapidly developed after the poor attitude I had previously displayed was finally corrected. I began attending all the events hosted by LACD and quickly branched out to other Key Club events to donate my assistance as well. It was not long at all until I discovered the happiness, joy, pride, and appreciation that filled my entire heart when I saw the effect of my contribution to service. The combination of swarming emotions that I felt when someone thanked me for any service that I did was even more excessive than the mere amazing gratification that overcame myself when I saw my own actions in Key Club events. I became captivated by the mission of Key Club and amazed that an organization of such giving, selfless, kind, and dedicated high school students even existed. I soon ran for and became the vice president of my school's Key Club because I knew that I wanted to make an even bigger contribution to my community. Although there were sometimes obstacles, I have not a single regret and I enjoyed every minute of service this past service year. After my first DCON, where I learned about 98% of all the information that I know about Key Club as of this day, I was completely captured and absorbed by the true beauty and greatness that Key Club contributes to this world. This upcoming service year, I am thrilled and anticipating the chance to give everything possible in myself to my community as the next president of my home Key Club. I am more than ecstatic to be even additionally involved in this organization. Every day, I am reminded of my blessings through every sight, experience, and person I encounter. This positive outlook has filled me with happiness that I was surely lacking my freshman year. As a junior, I can say with complete assurance that my experiences at the LACD sports clinic that I attended that day, although physically small, greatly impacted me and allowed me to change and develop into the person that I wish to be. I am surely not perfect, not by any means, but through the chances that Key Club has gifted me with, I know that I am one step closer to becoming the generous, selfless, and happy person that I wish to become with each event I attend, organize, or oversee. I am so thankful that fate brought me to Key Club when I was at the most lost, confused period of my life, and I am overcome with pride that I can be a member of this phenomenal club. When I lost myself completely after my injury, I became a girl who I can hardly even recognize in retrospect. I thought I was stuck in a bitter, horrible rut, but Key Club allowed me to find myself again, a better version of myself. I'm so proud of the changes I've made in my attitude and my character since my freshman year. I have only Key Club to thank for this, and I'm already grateful for the personal growth that I know Key Club will continue to give me in the future. As the next service year's club president at my school, I absolutely cannot wait to instill this passion for Key Club into other members, and hopefully they will do the same for others. The Key Club impact on each individual, school, or town, all the way up to a global level, is exponentially growing every year, and I know I feel tremendously lucky to be a part of that amazing difference in our club. As of today, Key Club has become an essential part of my identity, and now when my name is mentioned, people say, "Oh, Lindsay, the swimmer and Key Clubber?" Joining Key Club and attending that LACD sports clinic was the best decision that I've made in all of my high school career, and I will cherish the tremendous impact that it had on me for the rest of my life.